let's begin our practice this evening. Find yourself in a comfortable position, seated in a chair this evening, or perhaps you're on your mat, whatever works better for you. And we'll just feel the weight of the body arriving in this moment. So often our minds are busy and moving forward, so please arrive here. And if it feels comfortable, you can lower your gaze or close your eyes. On the inhale, lengthen up through the spine. And on the exhale, let your shoulders roll back and down. Arriving here in your practice. Deepening the breath just a bit. On the exhale, blowing as if through a straw. Inhale, a nice full breath. Exhale, a long, slow breath, letting all the air out of the lungs. One more time now, a nice full breath in. And a slow, long exhale. Lengthen up through the back of your body. Exhale, chin to chest, and gently begin to lengthen out the back of the neck. Pausing anywhere your back or neck might need a little attention. Then draw your shoulders forward up towards the ears, raising the crown of the head, and then put the shoulder blades back and down. Just roll the shoulders a couple times, getting them nice and comfortable. Good afternoon. I am Dr. Maureen Craig, clinical nurse specialist for nephrology and also a yoga teacher here this evening with UC Davis Integrative Medicine. Thank you for joining me. Place your hand on the side of your chair or just underneath the edge of the chair. Lengthen up through the spine and let your ears slowly drift over to the side, getting a little bit of a neck stretch here. And then switching sides, hand on the chair, and then let the neck be long as it gently tips over to the side. You might feel like it feels good to just nod your head a bit as you explore that stretch. Always being gentle in these stretches. We always want to back away from pain. You can take that once again on each side. And there we go. Then place your hand on your knee and gently sweep the spine open, a gentle revolution, not to push, but to explore. Inhale as you come through the center. Exhale, sweep it open to the other side. One more time through the center and exhale, sweep. And bring yourself back through center. Sweeping that open. And then as you come into the center, place your hands on your knees and we're going to take a couple cobra poses. So lengthen the spine, exhale, bring yourself all the way down, hands on the knees, chest resting against the thighs. Inhale, roll the heart up just a bit. Keep the neck long. Exhale, soften. Inhale, push into your knees and lift the entire spine and back body. Exhale, folding at the hips, chest rests on the thighs. Inhale, roll just the heart up, long in the neck. Exhale, soften. Inhale, raise it up again. One more time for a cobra, folding at the hips. Inhale, raise the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push it up. Beautiful. Let's explore our hands. Just wiggle your fingers like blades of grass in the wind. And then close them into a fist. Nice squeeze. Inhale, open, wiggle the fingers, and squeeze. And then open again. And this time turn them into bird's beak. Open and wiggle, and bird's beak. And then peel them back into a claw. So just the tips of the fingers are closed. And then widen them out one more time. Wiggle those fingers. Circles with the wrists and switch directions. Then we'll take a forearm stretch. So bring your hand to the base of the other hand, right on the first finger and second finger, not on the thumb, not on just the pinkies, but right here. Push through the wrist so you get a good forearm stretch there. Letting that lengthen a bit. And then switch to the other side. Get a good stretch on that side. Lovely. Reach your arms out long. We're going to take some little arm circles here. So feel the energy in your arms. So don't let your arms be limp. Really energize those arms out to the side. And little circles, drawing them back, long in the fingertips, and breathe. Couple more, and then switching direction. There we go, switch direction. Now remember, you can do these fast or slow. Listen to your body. What's the pace that's working for you? Now we'll switch to pushing the arms back. So the palm faces the back and you push back. Your thumbs are down, like as if you're pushing through mud. Then switch the hand so that the backs of the hands are facing back. Thumbs up, push back, and switch. Push through mud. Keep it like it's really thick. Push and squeeze with the shoulder blades. Open the chest. There you go. Getting good arm workout, keeping those arms long and active as you're pushing back. And again, you can do this slow or quickly, up to you. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Now placing one hand on your knee, or actually on the opposite knee, and take your left hand across the body as you're lengthening out. And then switch. Lengthen out as you're sweeping across the body. Hand down, other arm reaches across the body. Hand down and reach. 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 And do the exhale with the reach. Inhale as you lean back. Exhale as you reach. There we go. Nice job. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Okay, let's pay a little attention to our feet. Lengthen out your left foot and make a few circles with the ankle. And spread your toes nice and wide. Curl the toes and circles with the ankle. Switching direction. And then just see if you can tap the floor and lift up just a little bit. You might find it easier if you scoot out on your chair a little bit. So lift a little, drop through the heel. Lift through the toe, drop through the heel. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. Circles, wiggle the toes, and release. Let's take it to the other side. Lengthen out, circles with the ankle. Spread the toes. Curl the toes, circles with the ankle. And now lift through the toe, drop through the heel. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. This looks like it's easy, but you know it's not. Lift and drop. Lift and drop. Circles again here to close and release. Very good. A little marching now here. Feel the spine lifting up and just make the knees a little bit high as you march a little here. And letting the heels be soft. They're landing. And then letting both feet land. We're going to come to standing. We're going to do this a couple times. So come more towards the front of your chair and get an idea of your own balance here. We're going to do what's called sit to stand, which is something that we do every day as we get out of a chair. But we want to strengthen the muscles that are involved in that. So options are you can have your hands across your chest as you do this, which can be quite challenging. You can reach your arms out in front of you to counterbalance you, or you can push off the chair as you're coming up out of the seat. Whichever one works for you. Make sure you have your eye on something focused so that you stay in balance. Lots of weight in the heels, spread the toes, and we'll do this for 5 times, okay? You choose the direction you want to come, and we're going to stand up, squeeze the glutes, option to open the arms. Exhale, Come on back down, settle down, and then come right back up. Number 2. And coming back down, you can switch arms on top if you'd like to. Number 3, squeeze the glutes. Take your time. You don't have to be at my pace. And number 4. And one more here, number 5. And now come down as close as you can to sitting in the chair without sitting. Land in your heels. Push the heels away from each other. Breathing here. Working the muscles in those legs. Holding and breathing. You're doing a great job. And release. Nice. Good job working those muscles in the hips that help us balance. So now we'll do a little bit of core work with our back. So I'm bringing myself to the lower edge of the front part of the chair. And we'll place our hands here and have kind of a table with our back. So just think of your spine being long. Your gaze is a little bit over the edge of the mat. And make sure your hands are comfortable. You may actually want to drop your fingers over the edge of the chair. Then lift your tailbone a little bit and bring just one leg out behind you. I'm choosing my right leg. Feel that length from your crown through that back heel. Breathing with that strong, long back. On the 3rd breath, exhale and draw that knee in towards the chest. Inhale, push it out. Exhale, bring it in. Push it out. Bring it in. Push it out. And bring that foot to the floor. Push into both hands as you push the heel back and get a bit of a calf stretch here. Then float it back up, bend the knee, and some donkey kicks here. Straight up with the heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let that foot come down to the mat. Cleansing breath. Let's take just a little cat-cow before we move to the other side. So with cat-cow, you're going to let your back arch up in that Marjariasana. Inhale as the tummy drops a little, the hips lift, the gaze lifts. Exhale, lift up through the back. Back and forth a few times there. Tuck the tailbone as you come into Marjariasana. Push it out as you look forward into Bidhilasana. And then flattening back into our table. We'll bring it now to the left foot. Float the heel out behind you. Again, just feel the gaze coming over the edge of your mat and that length from the crown of the head through the left heel. Breathing here, level up the hips, flatten the back. Another big breath. On the exhale, option to bring that knee into the chest. Inhale it out. Exhale it in. Inhale it out. Exhale in. Out. Bring it in. Push it out. Drop the ball of the foot to the mat and push into your hands as that heel comes down and you get a bit of a calf stretch. Then float it back up, bend the knee, and donkey kicks for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Now you can stay on the short edge of your chair, or in my case, I'm going to go now to the back of the chair because I find it a little bit better for my chair dog, which is what we're going to take now. This is very good for the back. It feels so good. So place your hands on the back of the chair. Walk your feet back. You're wanting to be on a nice, sturdy, sticky mat. And then let your ears drop between your biceps here, or whatever degree is right for your back and shoulders. And then just let the hips sway a little left to right, Lengthening out the side body. Pay in particular attention to the shoulders. Not everyone can drop as deeply into their shoulders. So you might be having your stretch be just here where your ears are still above the arms. You decide what's right for you, again, as you're listening to your body. That's super important. And then walking up, we'll move into some of our balance postures. So balance is incredibly important to help prevent falls. And so we always want to practice a little bit of balance. And that comes with a combination of having strength in our muscles and also having a little bit of that wiring so that we can respond quickly as things shift. I find it super useful to have a focus point. So choose where your focus point is, somewhere about 6 to 8 feet in front of you, that you'll be looking at after you determine what move we're going to make. Option to place one hand on the chair, the wall, a table, something to stabilize yourself. And then what I'm going to say is you're going to choose to challenge yourself. In this case, I'm going to put all the weight here into my left leg, lift the left knee up. After I'm in position, I can choose to let my hand off there and see, can I manage the balance without my hand on it? But I might keep my hand close so that anytime I need just a little help as I improve my practice, then it's right there for me, okay? So standing into your left leg, go ahead and raise that right knee up. Find your balance and look at your focus point and breathe right here. Challenging yourself just a little bit. Try to make sure your hips are level. If you're sinking down on one side, then do put your hand on something to support you a little bit, okay? We want to have the pelvis level. Kick that foot back and 5 toe taps behind you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee back up, breathing. 5 toe taps behind you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. And once again, 5 toe taps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Reach it out in front of you. 5 toe taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And knee back up. And release. Okay, standing leg got a lot of work there, didn't it? Okay, so now we'll take those moves onto the other side. Take a moment to find your focal point again. And when you're ready, bring that knee up, level the hips, and breathe. Push that foot back and 5 toe taps. 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee up. 5 toe taps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift it up. Bring it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. Good breath here. Tap in front. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it up. And release. Coming back over to the other side, we'll take just a little different move here now. We'll standing in our right leg and sweep the left leg out to the side. Hold your focus point. Option for a little bit of hand on the chair, and we'll sweep it out. You might also put your hands on your hips. So just tapping out to the side, keep that pelvis level. And for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bring the knee up. Sweep it out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knee up. Last set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sweep it up. Good job. Other side. We'll move into some of our flow after this, okay? Finding the standing leg and other foot out to the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee up. And our last set, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sweep it up. And release. Shake out those legs. A lot of work tonight, right? So take your time with these poses and do what works best for you. Now we're going to move into a few more classic yoga postures. So I'm going to put my chair a little bit back, and I'm going to take my lunge here on the inside of the seat part of the chair. So I'm bringing my outside leg to the inside of the chair in a runner's lunge. So as you do that, plant the foot so it's parallel with that front edge of the chair. 2 lanes of traffic. So step the other foot back so you get a good lunge, right? The front knee should be right over the ankle. And as you're in runner's lunge, choose to put your hands on the chair, or maybe you actually put your hands on your knee. Just see what works for you for your balance. Okay, we're all surfing our own edge. Keep yourself safe and practice. So holding your runner's lunge here, pressing those 2 feet away, the back heel is lifted, and breathing with it. Take 2 or 3 breaths here. Let the navel come in and up, pelvic floor in and up. And then place your hands on the chair as we move into pyramid. Step the half step back with the back foot, both heels to 6 o'clock. Draw that right hip back, lengthen the spine, little micro bend in that knee, and float your heart forward towards the knee, towards the thigh. Use a little bit of offsetting of your weight onto the chair or onto the floor as you give a good stretch to the back of that front leg. Breathing with that. And then coming back into your runner's lunge one more time. Letting yourself settle down into that. Option to keep the hands on the chair or alongside your body, holding your focus point. The arms can be in any position that's working for you. And then moving to your pyramid posture, both heels at 6 o'clock. More of a 3/4 stride, and draw that front hip back. Float the heart down for our hamstring stretch. Little bend in the knee, keep it comfortable. One more breath here. Letting go a bit in that stretch. And then we'll slowly transition to the other side. Bring that foot in front of the chair. 2 lanes of traffic, the other foot goes back. Let the hips lower to the degree that they're comfortable. Drop that back kneecap, draw it up. Sometimes it wants to sink a little. Just see if you can draw that kneecap up. And then be as light as you can with your hands on the chair. Maybe your hands even come off the chair. Holding a focus point. Play with your arms a little bit, maybe airplane arms, cactus arms, warrior arms, or just resting on your hips or knee. Breathing as you push those 2 feet apart, feeling that stretch there as your hips lower a bit. Then hands on the chair as you transition to your 3/4 stride, pyramid. Still 2 lanes of traffic, heels at 6 o'clock. Draw that front hip back so it's nice and straight. Little micro bend in the knee to keep it comfortable. Lengthen through the spine. Float the heart towards that knee. breathing with it. Hands on the chair as you transition back to your runner's lunge. Lift the heart a little bit. Just see if you can get your chest forward, your heart lifted. Keep the hips engaged. Options with the arms, whatever your arms are needing today. A lot of times our shoulders want to roll forward, so I like all those poses that kind of spread the shoulders and squeeze the shoulder blades. Back to our pyramid, hands on the chair as you move, and then draw that hip back and float the heart down. Take 3 good breaths here. And lifting yourself up. We'll move now to our B series. So I'm going to place the chair a little bit forward, and I'm going to use the back side of the chair to support me as I come through a B warrior series, okay? So we're going to start out in our warrior 2. Front foot is parallel with the long edge of the mat. Step about 1 full stride. The back foot is in line with that line, but the toes are now off to the side of the long edge of the mat, okay? Front knee over the ankle. Option to keep that hand on the chair nice and stable, okay? And you choose the degree that your feet are apart. The same posture can be had with a much shorter stride, okay? So choose the amount that's right for you. Your hips are side facing. Your heart is forward facing. And then float those arms out, but you can leave one hand on the chair. And just breathing with that, letting the shoulders be a little away from the edges of the ears. Sometimes you want to crawl up, let them drop down. And we're going to move into our triangle posture. For sure, during transition is a great time to put your hand on the chair and then draw that front hip back and float down into your triangle posture. Your spine is long. One hand can rest on the inside or outside of that forward leg. And the other hand, you can stack the shoulders, keep the hand on the chair, or you can let it float up if your balance is feeling strong. Sweep it back to warrior 2. Breathing here. Once again, transition into your triangle. Use your support here of the chair to help you safely transition. And back to your warrior 2. Take a breath here. And then switch into peaceful warrior. The front hand comes up, the back hand down, or of course, keep that hand on the chair. Peaceful warrior, straighten that front knee, coming into what's called reverse triangle. Hand can be on the chair. Then we're going to come all the way over, bend the front knee, elbow to the knee, but land with grace so that you really feel the core supporting you as you land down onto that knee. Use that chair to support you, and then that top arm comes up or possibly over the ear. You can also just hold it on the hip and roll the shoulder open. Do what's right for your shoulder, okay? Breathing with this. And then slowly lift, lift, lift. Use the core so you're coming back into your reverse triangle. Strong work here. And exhale, coming back down. Extended side angle. There we go. And releasing, coming back up, turning the toes to the long edge of the mat. I'm going to flip the direction of my chair because we're going to take a nice stretch here on the back of the legs. So walk your feet back just a little bit so you can fold. Your heels are out further than your toes, and just let your chest come down towards the mat. You may or may not be able to bring your hands to the floor, might just come to the chair, but pay attention to the backs of the legs. Lift that tailbone up. Okay, you can also just rest your arms on the chair as you lift the tailbone. Push the tailbone back a little bit. And then we're going to move into a 3/4 goddess squat. So heel toe the feet together, 3/4 stride, toes are out, heels are in. Drop the hips. An option to lift the hands off the chair, okay? We're going to do some sunflowers. You can keep your hands on the chair if you'd like to, okay? Let me demonstrate that as well. So hands on the chair, just lower your hips, bring your elbows into the waist, and then when you're ready, sunflowers, burst out, squeeze the glutes, open the front of the hips. Exhale, bring it down. Keep those knees right over the ankles, and then let that sunflower grow. Bring it down. Option to keep those hands on the chair as you move the hips, or let the hands float up like the flower. Last one, down and up. Beautiful. Now let's take it on the other side. We'll turn our chair back around and take our warrior two facing the other edge of the mat. So again, remembering our warrior two is one lane of traffic. The forward leg is facing that short edge of the mat. And then in that same line, the back foot lands, but now the toes are pointing out to the long edge of the mat. Keep that front knee over the ankle. A little pressure between the 2 feet. You want to have a nice sturdy mat to practice on, and of course a good sturdy chair. Feel the length through the body. And if and when you're ready, find a focus point and let your arms engage as much as you would like, or keep one hand on the chair. Warrior two. See if you can find a bit of ease in your posture. Even though there is work involved, mentally we can continue to try and keep ourselves calm with the breath. It's a good practice for life, isn't it? Draw that front hip back, hand on the chair as needed, and float yourself out into your triangle posture. Stacking the shoulders. Top hand does not have to be in the sky. So find what works for you. With control now, engage that core as you slowly come back to your warrior two. 2 or 3 breaths here. And moving back to Trikonasana. Use your chair to help you get back and forth in these postures. Another breath here in triangle. Floating with control. Warrior two, turn the front palm up and come back to your peaceful warrior. Straighten that front knee as you reach for triangle, reverse triangle. And then in control, hand on the chair as much as you need to keep your balance, and float it on over, elbow lands on the knee. Be involved with that whole core. Keep it strong. So don't just push down on that knee, but gently land in that knee because you have so much muscle holding your spine in place. Top arm can come hand to hip, up in the air, over the ear. Again, what is comfortable in your body? Listening with care to that. Sweeping gently back to reverse triangle. Two or 3 breaths here. And gently landing back into your extended side angle. And then back to warrior two. We'll turn ourselves to the long edge of the mat and take some of those sunflowers again. So I'm switching the direction of my seated chair. And I'm going to let those heels come out. First, we'll kind of take a nice fold here, letting the backs of the legs get long. Just bring your head to the chair, or you may fold all the way towards the mat. You can kind of walk yourself over to one foot or the other as you stretch out the back of the legs. Keep just a small little bend in the knees. Helps keep them safe. And then once you're back in center, heel toe together to that 3/4 stride. Leave the heels, the toes out, heels in, knees out over the ankles. Lift on up into our goddess squat. Elbows to the waist, and then lift up into that sunflower. Come on down, elbows into the waist. Squeeze it up, sunflower. 2 more, bring it down and sweep it up. Last one. And up. Beautiful job. Okay, shake out any part of those arms or legs that need to let go of a little tension. And we're going to return to our chairs. So gently coming into a seated posture here. We're going to engage in a little bit of core work. And I think this is a little bit fun as I worked on this. So bring your hips forward into your chair a little bit so that you have most of your thighs off the chair. And this gives you a little room to lean back. So we'll start here, hands on the knees, and we'll just take a little cat-cow here, warming up the spine in this direction. And then let's leave our heart lifted. And you can keep your hands on your knees and slowly slide yourself back, but keep the heart lifted. Or you can let your hands off your knees. Just lean back, and maybe you'll just stay back and hold, okay? You can leave your arms out in front of you, or more challenging, maybe cross the arms on your chest. Maybe you'd like to open your arms out to the side as you lift the heart and cross the chest. Open them up and cross. Sweep them open, keeping the heart lifted. Is the abdomen engaged? Are you breathing? One more time here. And come on forward, land your hands on your knee. Lengthen up through the spine. We're going to take a little cobra pose. Let that chest land on the thighs. Inhale, lift the cobra up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up to tallness. And now we're going to add a little bit to it. Put your heels down firmly on the ground. Push into the ground and squeeze all the way up so that the front of the hips open up and we get your arms back. So the heart is open. Unfolding the front of the body. Gently bringing yourself back into that seated posture. We'll take a few more of those work on the core. So again, feet are landed and you can choose to put your hands on your knees as you lean back, or even more challenging, bring those arms overhead. Breathing. Keep the heart lifted. Breathing. Breathing. And coming on forward, hands land on the knees, length out through the spine, fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, roll up, cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push it on up, land in your heels, and squeeze all the way up to standing. Arms come back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, squeeze open the front of the hips, and release. Very good. Okay, let's take a little churning the mill. So widen out your knees just a little bit. And pretend you have like a big soup spoon and you're stirring that pot of wonderful soup. What kind of soup do you have today? Keep the spine long as you lean out forward and stir your big pot. And then switching directions. Exhale as you move forward. Inhale as you come back. One more time. And coming back to center. Bring your knees forward. Take a little bit of cat-cow here again. Always comforts our spine. And then place your hand on your knee and gently sweep open, using the core to activate your revolution. And then once on the other side. And again through the center, sweeping open. This time bring that back hand up and gently fold, drawing that hand down the leg as you reach the arm over. And coming through center, right hand lands on the knee, sweep the left arm open. Lift that left or back arm up, slide the hand down the inside of the leg, and reach that back arm over you. Alrighty, it's time to prepare for our Savasana. And I have a guided Savasana for you tonight. So please take a moment to get your body comfortable, whether that be in a seated posture or resting perhaps on a couch or a bed, maybe on the mat, maybe your feet are up in the chair, resting in that waterfall position with the legs. Please take a moment to get comfortable while I grab my script that I'll share with you now. So deep relaxation is very, very important. And deep rest is very, very important. Can you allow yourself to recover with both deep relaxation and deep rest? Allowing your thoughts to just float away softly as you come home to your body. Finding a comfortable position for your body. Letting the legs be just a little bit away from each other. The arms comfortable and the hands free. Anytime that the body needs a little repositioning, feel free to do so. As you drop your attention into your body, can you feel the echo of your practice? The movements that you just took resonating in your body? If there's any part of your body that's feeling a little restless, you can gently contract the muscles in that limb and exhale as you do so. And then gently release again, letting them go fully. We are strengthening the connections between the mind and the body with these practices. Let's breathe a little deeper now, drawing air in deep into your lungs and releasing the breath slowly, perhaps like you're blowing through a straw. Continue these slow and regular breaths. Turning your attention to your right hand, feel the skin on the palm of your hand, the warmth there, and how relaxed it might feel. The warmth in each finger and the palm, spreading to the back of your hand and to your wrist. Noticing the forearm, the right upper arm. Allowing your whole right arm to be very heavy and warm. Moving your attention now to your left hand. Feeling the warmth in the palm and the fingers. And gently moving to the back of the hand. Into the wrist, and the forearm, and the upper arm. Allowing the whole left arm to be heavy, soft, and warm. Now turning your attention to your right foot. Feel the heaviness in the foot as it rests against the surface that supports it. The right ankle, the calf, the knee, the thigh, into the right hip. That whole right leg heavy, soft, and warm. Allowing that whole leg to feel the weight of gravity. Now moving to the left foot, the left ankle, the calf, the knee, the thigh, and feeling the warmth all the way up that leg into the hip. The whole left hip, thigh, leg, all heavy, soft and warm. Almost melting into the surface that supports it. Letting go in those legs. With your next breath, gently move your attention to your face. Can your eyes be heavy? Feeling the weight of the lids and the wetness in the eyes. The brow lines drifting apart. Unclench the jaw. Let the tongue be thick and full in the mouth. You might imagine the soft rays of the sun shining down on you and warming the front body, the chest, the abdomen, feeling the warmth, the sense of pleasant relaxation in the body. Feeling the heaviness in the entire front body as the whole body yields to gravity. Gently turning to your heart and the breath over the heart. And just letting your attention rest here. Letting the breath be smooth, even, continuous. Drawing you deeper into relaxation. You can certainly feel comfortable to stay in this position as long as works for you. If you'd like to find a little movement in the body again, begin by wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe drawing circles with your wrists and ankles. Stretching a little perhaps the arms and the legs. And maybe just drawing your knees in towards the chest for a little comfort. And taking your time as you find movement again. And joining me in a seated posture if that's right for you. I'll be closing our practice time together here. Bringing my hands to heart center. And remembering the intention of our yoga practice. Being present and kind with the body. This self-care so that we can be the best we can in our lives as we interact with others. Thank you for your time and your practice. Om Shanti, Om Peace. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in this practice this evening.